All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. We're starting today with a little bit of Luna action. Do you want to say hello? No, we don't want to say hello. All right, we're going to be talking about the Fed had a special meeting today that has a lot to do with blockchain DLT. We're going to get into that information. Also, a ton of things happen around the XRP space. I'm going to cover a lot of that and answer as many questions as I can. There's a few other things going on today that we're going to talk about. Yes, we will. Anything you'd like to talk about, Little Bear? No? Okay. All right, here. Let's go to bed then, and then we'll do this. All right, go lay down. I love you. All right. How's everybody doing? Good to see you all. What's up? What's up? Sebastian Gray, great to see you. Boss was here first. Let's go. Good to see you, boss. Good to see you, William. How's it going? How's it going? Christopher in the house. Crypto Revenge, thank you so much. Yeah, always nice to have Luna come in and check it out. We got all these people coming in. Chipper's here. Great to see you, Chipper. Game of Cats is here. Great to see you, Game of Cats. I can't even say the name, but Dan, thank you so much for being here. Paul, what's up, dude? How's it going? Great to see you, man. Anybody who has a dog understands the love that goes into that relationship. And I'm sure people who have cats kind of understand that too. But you know, I think I'm more of a dog person. I've had a cat. I had a really cool cat. I actually trained that cat to play fetch, and that cat was really cool. My long story there, but anyways, I'm a dog person these days. But great to see everybody here. If you guys can like and share the space, I'd really appreciate it. There's some really incredible things happening right now. We got Ariana here and the rest of the mods to keep the chat safe. I will do my best to answer as many questions as I can. I wasn't sure if I was going to come on today. I haven't been feeling good the last few days, but I'm going to try to get through as much as I can today with you guys. All right. So let's just pull this up here. We'll jump right into it. Let me pull this up. I want to share this. All right. So if you missed this today, let me just make myself a little smaller here so you guys can see this. There was this is Governor Waller's opening remarks. This is the Federal Reserve Fed's Payment Innovation Conference. So this happened today. So if you're not familiar with what this is, this was happening this morning. I recorded a video about this. It'll come out tomorrow, but let's just go ahead and talk about this since you guys are here now. Listen to this, right? Take this very seriously because they are laying out the future, and it is blockchain and DLT.
Good morning. All right. Well, thank you, Susan, and good morning to everyone. It's my pleasure to welcome you to the Federal Reserve Board for our first Payments Innovation Conference. My objective in creating this conference is twofold. First, I wanted to have a conference that focused on the new technologies that have come from the DeFi and crypto worlds and how they are entering into the mainstream payments ecosystem. My goal is to have a vibrant discussion about payments between traditional payment incumbents and the new entrants from the DeFi world. Second, I wanted to send a message that this is a new era for the Federal Reserve in payments. The DeFi industry is not viewed with suspicion or scorn. Rather, today, you are welcome to the conversation on the future of payments in the United States and on our home field, something that would have been unimaginable a few years ago. My view for the Fed from now on is embrace the disruption, don't avoid it. As you know, we are well into a technology.
Embrace the disruption, don't avoid it. I thought that was a pretty powerful statement.
Driven revolution in payments, and I'm here to say that the Federal Reserve intends to be an active part of that revolution. A number of technological advances are transforming the payment system. Stablecoins and tokenized assets, making use of distributed ledger technology. The rapid adoption of artificial intelligence AI, and increasingly the convergence between these innovations and the traditional financial ecosystem. This includes the institutions and infrastructure that our economy has long depended on to operate a safe and efficient payment system. And yes, this also includes the Federal Reserve. The revolution in transforming payments is demanding change everywhere. And I will say more in a moment about some new ideas that the Federal Reserve is studying to support those innovations. I have spoken before of what I see as the two broad models of payments innovation in our market economy. The first is private sector-driven innovation. Most innovation comes from the private sector.
All right, really quickly, let's highlight this. Let me just back this up about 10 seconds. I just want to set the stage for this, okay? All right. If you're not familiar with how government works, okay, and obviously all governments can be different, but here in the United States, usually Governments are not great at building technology, right? They're not there to, they don't have the funding the private sector does. So they can't hire the best people, right? A government salary is a government salary. Private sectors like Silicon Valley, they can spend millions of dollars, tens of millions of dollars hiring the brightest and best talent from all around the world. But when you go to work for government, you take a government salary. And usually people that work for government, are veterans. They were brought up, they want to be of use, right? They want to put their country first, and they're going to take a limited pay in order to accomplish that. And so what governments have done in the past is they go to the private sector and they partner with the private sector to use the technology, right? To adopt the technology. And so what I've always believed, and that belief has grown over the last 6 to 12 months, is that the US government, if they wanted to, leapfrog the development of building a new payment system more quickly in the blockchain space, they can't do that by themselves. And so what the US government would do is they would go to private companies. And so the Fed, right, the chair here, Waller, is basically telling you what I've been trying to explain to you over the last few months with all of this research that I've been doing. They're going to talk with the private sector. They're going to work with the private sector on this new payment system. And that's where it's going to come from. So listen closely to what he's about to say here.
In our market economy. The first is private sector driven innovation. Most innovation comes from the private sector, which is motivated and best positioned to allocate resources and take risk with new technologies. The second model is when public sector entities, such as the Fed, build platforms and provide services that enable the private sector to more readily and rapidly expand new services to its customers. This should be done rarely and in limited circumstances where it addresses a specific market need. The posture of public institutions, including the Federal Reserve, should be to acknowledge and embrace private sector innovation that can improve the payment system while preserving its safety and stability, which are as essential to the new generation of innovators as they are to legacy institutions. Now let me pull back a moment and remind everyone how we got here. Since nearly its founding, the Federal Reserve System has worked to facilitate payment and settlement system efficiency alongside the private sector. From the beginning, the clearing services provided by the reserve banks obviated the need for daily movements of cash in armored cars with heavily armed guards. Long before we started speaking of the payment rails that are facilitating the kind of innovation we're discussing today, the Fed was running trains on steel rails to deliver and clear paper checks traveling across the country. FedWire began conducting interbank transfers through telegraph wires in the early 20th century. Fast forward today, where we have multiple infrastructures that settle interbank transfers in real time. Today's conference will focus on private sector-driven innovation. We have assembled 100 private sector innovators who are leveraging cutting-edge technology to create new possibilities in the payments landscape. Our panelists are engaging in integrating traditional financial payment rails with distributed ledgers, developing new products and services in the digital asset ecosystem, and leveraging AI in the payment system. It's worth noting that the firms engaged in these activities include banks, asset managers, retail payment firms, technology companies, as well as crypto-native fintechs. This is an acknowledgement that distributed ledgers and crypto assets are no longer on the fringes, but are increasingly woven into the fabric of the payment and financial system.
One more time, what did he just say here? Let me back this up.
Distributed ledgers and crypto assets are no longer on the fringes, but are increasingly woven into the fabric of the payment and financial.
Well, I can't.
Worth noting that the first managers, retail payment firms, technology companies, as well as crypto-native fintechs.
Right here, okay? Turn up your radio, turn up your phone, turn up your TV. Listen to this last part because he's going to hit the grand slam right here.
This is an acknowledgement that distributed ledgers and crypto assets are no longer on the fringes, but are increasingly woven into the fabric of the payment and financial system.
There you go. There you go. The Federal Reserve is telling you that crypto and blockchain is woven into the new financial system. Anything else that I can help you with? Anything else that people doubt the technology, right? Anything else that I can show you, right? What else can I show you at this point? I've showed you the head of the IMF telling you that the future is digital money. If central banks either need to get in line and start evolving the technology or basically cease to exist. financial institutions understand how important it is. You have BlackRock, Vanek, you have Vanguard, you have every single financial institution that has any money, serious money in the markets are adopting blockchain rails, partnering with blockchain infrastructure companies like Ripple and Circle, Coinbase. I mean, I don't know what else to show you guys. Like, it just keeps getting better, right? It just keeps getting better. We are no longer on the fringe. Man, just crazy stuff, dude. Just like, you don't think you're going to hear it, and then it comes out, and you're like, did he just say what I thought he said? And then you got to back it up. Like, I re-listened to that like 6 times earlier, right? Just to make sure I was hearing what I was thinking I was hearing. Oh man. All right. Well, really quickly, there's a lot of comments going on, and then Paul said he's making spaghetti. So if anyone's hungry and you live near Paul, man, he's got the hookup. All right. But let's take a look at some of Jordan says, "What's up, Sensei? What's up, Ariana? Great to see you, Jordan. Thank you for being here, man." We got about 629 people watching, about 255 here on X, 374 here on YouTube, guys. If you could like the space, I'd really appreciate it. If you're on X, if you want to reshare the space, that would be really incredible too. I'm sure we can get over 1,000 people in here pretty quickly. Crypto Revenge says, "I've never doubted you, Crypto Sensei, even when everyone called me crazy." Man, I really appreciate that. It's good. It's good to have people who supported me through all of this. I know it's this has been an evolution for me too. I remember this, and let's, before I go into more of this stuff, when I first got on YouTube, I had a different channel, and I was interviewing a lot of like DeFi projects, but like my heart was really around Ripple and XRP. And my editor at the time, this was like 3 years ago, my editor at the time, Cas, he told me that I should make a Ripple and XRP channel because that's what I was most passionate about. And so I finally did it. And, it took so much to start making a video, every other day. And, everything needed to be perfect. And I was trying to, I was trying to do all of this stuff. And then it evolved to a video a day, 2 videos a day. And now we're at 3 videos a day. And just the information that we're able to go through on a daily basis, if you've been able to keep up with all of the information, it's incredible, the transformation that we are witnessing in front of our eyes. And it's so awesome that we are now a part of this. Like, this is what we've dreamed about, right? How do you turn whatever amount of money you have into life-changing generational wealth? Well, you have to go and find the technology that is going to be adopted on a global scale. You invest in that, and that technology will hopefully deliver your hopes, your dreams, everything that you've been working so hard to do. You've taken the time, you've taken the energy to understand the space, make your bets, and here we go, ladies and gentlemen. We are on the cusp of true greatness. Freaking love it. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see here. Just watched your video on digital ID. Did you hear how the panelists at the Fed conference tried to make digital ID not sound bad? Of course, they're gonna try to make listen. Digital ID is very, very complicated. For the elites, for central banks, it's mandatory for them, right? Control gets harder as people are able to share more information. And as the internet evolved, it was much harder to control narratives and different things, right? And so part of digital ID is about control. And, I feel it's important, there's 2 sides of this, right? There's the one side where, you're against digital ID. You don't want it to happen. You're going to do everything you can to stop it. You're not going to comply. You're not going to participate, right? But on that same side, the elites and the people that are trying to roll this out are thinking, we're going to force this on people. And they have multiple ways to do that. And we can talk about that if you want to. But the other side of the coin here is, there are going to be people that are going to say no, but they're going to offer you money. They're going to offer you some incentive, right, to do that. And maybe like if you want to renew your driver's license or your passport, right? If you want to travel, if you want to get a visa, if you want to do anything, they might push you into this system, right? And so, I'm trying to make some more content to open people's eyes about all of this. And, you really start like, what can you do to stay out of that system? The only thing that you can do to stay out of that system is to have enough money to be out of the system. And the only way average people are going to have enough money to stay out of the system is if they have some type of life-changing event. And unless you planning on winning the lottery, like if you have some kind of time machine, you can win the lottery. That's going to involve a lot of hard work on your part and making the right bets, making the right investments, and those investments, hopefully coming through to you. So appreciate you support. I hope you're enjoying that content. I know there's a lot of mixed feelings about that, and I'm trying to do my best to communicate all of the stuff that's going on with that. Fred, great to see you, man. Thank you for being a member of the channel. I really appreciate you. Yeah, Thor Hammer, great to see you. I think I haven't seen you before in the chat, but nice to have you here. Yeah, it's a very complicated subject. And, I do like some of the things that Ripple's been doing on the XRP ledger, and some of the stuff the devs on the XRP ledger have been rolling out, being able to verify you are who you say you are without actually sharing your information. I don't quite know how all of that's going to pan out, but I do know I did see like the Bank of Japan just had a special kind of, let me see if I can find that news actually on the Bank of Japan actually, because the Bank of Japan, you know what, actually, wait, I did, all right, let's pull this up because I can pull this right out of the video that I did, that I released today. So if you haven't seen this video on digital ID, let's just talk about this real quick. All right, let me just pull this up. I'll show this to you really quickly. So digital ID is very, very complicated subject. And, like I said, there's a lot of passion on both sides, but here is, the 80 countries that are actively pursuing digital IDs, right? So they're here and they're fully implemented in some of these countries. Okay. Estonia, Singapore, Sweden, India, Austria, Denmark, UAE, and South Korea are fully implemented with some type of digital ID system nationwide. All right. And then you look to countries that are finalizing full access or expanding features online and offline for verification. You have Spain, Costa Rica, China, Germany, Japan, and Canada. And then, of course, you have systems operated for limited government or financial services, but not yet universal. You have Bosnia here, Finland, France, Belgium, and the Netherlands. And then, of course, you have countries like the United States, the United Kingdom, Australia, Brazil, Belize, Philippines, who are, testing some of these pilot stages for these digital IDs. You can see 25 plus states are testing, and so this is how they're going to get you into it with your driver's license. I'm trying not to get too conspiratorial on this because I feel like we could really get lost in the weeds on some of this, and just trying to give you the facts. But the facts are these systems are being implemented globally. And there's the only thing you can really do to push back is, join some type of movement where people are trying to set laws around privacy, being able to opt out of these systems. There's certain things that you can do, which I highlighted in the video I made today. So let me just show you this video because I don't want to spend too much time on digital ID because, I don't want things to get too passionate in the chat. But let me just show you here, this video right here, Whitney Webb video that I put out an hour ago. This is like everything that you can do to kind of fight against it. But look at some of these views, man. You guys are just incredible. Look at this, 109,000 views on a video, 44,000 views. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support on the channel. It's been truly mind-boggling. Now, somebody in the chat, oh shoot, I was just going to show you the views here. This is the Whitney Webb video right here. Sorry. About digital IDs. And then I was trying to show all the support on the content. So thank you guys for that. I sometimes forget. Anyways, let's keep it going. I did find this interesting. So if you haven't seen this clip, I hadn't seen this clip and I played it. And so this is a Jake Claver clip. And he talks about $1 million XRP. All right. I am spending some time to try to better understand how you get to $1 million XRP. But this is being shared around X right now. And I played this in a video yesterday. I just want to just show you what this is, guys, real quick.
Sounds good. So let's say XRP price prediction.
All right,
just ETFs, I think somewhere between 10 and $50 is very reasonable. If we get all of the other catalysts, and I think we will, again, I give it a 95% certainty that it happens this year. You could easily have a 3 or 4 digit XRP by the end of 2025.
Okay, really quickly, Jay Claver saying 95% chance 3 to 4 digit XRP in 2025. Just want to make clear what he's saying here.
2026 to 2027, I think you'll see tokenization of derivatives. And that puts XRP at a 5 digit price.
Wow.
And then
Next year, 2026, XRP to 5 digits. Well, that sounds like $10,000 minimum.
And, you know, beyond that, if you do have tokenization of real estate and all of these other real world assets, and 85% of that ends up on chain by the end of 2030, 6 figures.
Okay, the issue here, though, 85% being on chain by 2030, we've seen a lot of estimates on how much value is going to be on chain. So you're talking about quadrillions of dollars in value. And only about 16 trillion. I think like the highest number I've seen on some of these estimates is like 16 to 20 trillion dollars on chain by 2030. So, you know, I don't know, you know, what we're talking about here. Like we're talking about an astronomical amount of money very quickly. The only way you're going to be able to do that is if all of these countries and all of these jurisdictions get on the same page with regulation. So money, value, and when you buy and sell something like a piece of property, right? How does that transfer of ownership work on blockchain and in the real world on the legacy systems that are still going to be existing? I don't know if you can solve that in the next 5 years, but Jake thinks you can. So he's saying 2030, if these things happen, $100,000 per XRP.
By the end of 2030 for XRP. And then, you know, if you wanted to go even further out, I do think that it'll reach the $1 million mark if you gave it a decade.
$1 million mark a decade. I don't know what you guys think about that, but I was shocked when I heard that last part. Appreciate your hard work, brother. LL Kariki, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you for the donation. That's a huge donation. Any donations, if you guys are not familiar, any donations we give to my dog Luna. We go and buy her some really organic treats, and that's a huge donation, man. That'll buy her a whole thing of snacks, man. I really appreciate you. Thank you. But yeah, about 1 million. What are you guys talking about? Let's see here. I want to see some of these comments here. $3, my 5-digit XRP prediction. $3? You're crazy, LAX. It's going to be higher than that, man. Come on. I don't know about 1 million. Could you imagine 1 million? I don't even know what the market cap of that is. I think I researched it, but I can't remember what the number was. Yeah, no way. I feel you. So listen, guys, I think like, let's separate some things here. Okay. Jake isn't a crazy person. All right, let's back up. I know sometimes people listen to what he's saying and say this person's crazy, you know, like whatever. I don't think he's crazy. I think he sees XRP solving real problems at scale. Okay. And I think people don't realize that the supply of XRP really matters to all of this. Okay. And if we have the supply of XRP, if that should go to extremely low levels on exchanges like 100 million XRP, 50 million XRP, you're talking about an explosion in price. So like for this is where the market cap multiplier would really come in like crazy, crazy numbers, right? Because it's about how much XRP is on exchanges, what's available for people to buy and sell. Okay. Now, if institutions don't flood XRP onto the open market as the price rises, that price will continue to rise. And as retail kind of sells more and more and institutions hold on to that, you know, the price could get stupid. But on the other hand of that, what price are institutions going to look to sell at, right? I've been going back and forth on market cap multipliers and trying to fully understand all of this. And I've been waiting to record a video. I just don't have it. I've recorded it like 5 or 6 times, but I'm just not happy with the result of it yet. I'm still adding to it, but I'll put that out as soon as I can, guys. But listen, yeah, $3, like right now you got to understand we're all speculating on price for crypto, right? When you pull up the crypto market here, let's just pull this up real quick. Coin, market cap. So look, everything you see here, guys, you guys are like, we are just speculating. This is still a speculation market. We're not a utility yet. I don't care what anybody tells you. We're not at a utility point yet because these are not utility prices. This is people panic buying or panic selling XRP and BNB and Ethereum, trying to kind of gauge if the market's going to go up or down. But these are not full adoption institutional prices yet. You got to understand that. And I know we get frustrated because we want to be rich today or tomorrow, whatever it is, but you really need to zoom out and kind of and take the meme token approach, right? Because people who buy meme tokens and things like that, they want to get rich very quickly. And what you're talking about with institutional adoption of XRP, Ethereum, and Solana, these type of assets, this is a multi-decade process. And yes, we are 12, 13 years into XRP's development, but we still do have a long way to go. Right now, they're building the infrastructure, and we've seen a lot of news about that infrastructure being built out, but we still are not at the point yet where we can talk about mass adoption, all right? We have a lot of great news, don't get me wrong, and I'm really excited about all that, but I get the price. You just need to disconnect from the price. I know it's hard. I know it's hard. And I know you've been waiting for years. Some of you have been waiting for maybe even longer. But disconnect. Just, you got to sit back. You need to just let the evolution happen of the blockchain market. It is coming. All right. All right. We got another donation here. $1.99, my friend. Are you heading for a big drop before we go? I'd imagine you're going to see several big drops. So like, this is what people don't understand, right? A Black Swan event is always around the corner. Okay. It just so happens we didn't have one for quite some time. We had some different like liquidity crashes and some panic, but we didn't really have a 70% drop in a day where people like thought, just that was an unfortunate event. There's always going to be some of those kind of events, right? Whether they're man-made or whether they are a technological issue with the infrastructure, you're still going to have these events, okay? Now, I look at these events. I used to see these events and I used to panic. All right, years ago, when markets did this, I would panic because I didn't know what was going on. I didn't know if the sky was falling in on us, and I panic sold. This is maybe 2021. Sometimes in 2022. I didn't know what I didn't know. Maybe 2021. Nowadays, I know where the market is going over the next 5 to 10 years. And I'm okay with some of these dips because it gives me an opportunity to add to different things that I like. So, is there going to be more drops? Absolutely. Are they going to be terrible, horrible? Are people going to lose billions? Absolutely. You need to see past it, but it will happen. All right. What will the Evernorth effect have on XRP? That's a great question. We're going to actually get into that information, Ebony. Let me go ahead and star this. I'd like to come back to your question just in a little bit. I have a few other things that I want to talk about before we get into Evernorth, but I am going to tackle that at length in this chat. Okay. Jaxel says we're stuck in the mud right now. Absolutely. I do agree with you. We are a little stuck right now. Crypto Sensei, when XRP pops, would you recommend a house, a condo in Hawaii? No, or on one of the other islands? So it depends what your life is like, right? If we want to talk about this really quickly, Hawaii is a beautiful place. The island I live on is called Oahu. It's where Honolulu is. And it's where a lot of the people are in Hawaii. There's 1 million people on this island. About 20%, 10% are active military. The other 10% are some type of maybe retired veterans working for the government in some capacity. And then the rest are, everyday people that live here, some native and some people that move here. If you like to do things, nightlife, those types of things, Oahu is probably the best shot. If you don't want to deal with people and you just want to sit on the beach all day long and you want peace and quiet, Maui, Big Island, those are Kauai. Those are probably the best places for you. And then this is also too, right? Jake has some insider information from his connections and he cannot speak and said it himself. I believe he really believes in XRP. I believe that too. Like, don't get me wrong. I know I bring it up and talk about it a lot because, like I don't have anybody else that I can point to saying XRP is going to $1 million in 10 years, right? If there was other people talking about this, I would talk about it too. That's bold, man. That is really bold. Do I have a Discord? So actually, yes. So there's a few different things here, guys. There is a Discord community that I have. It's called Cryptonaires. I'll pull it up because somebody asked. Let me just show you here really quickly. If you're interested, wap.com/cryptonaires. It's a, let me see here. I'll just post this here. You can join if you want. There is a monthly fee to do that. We do have a lot of really incredible people in there that are constantly sharing a lot of information about new projects. I'm sharing content and videos that I'm taking in that I think are important that people watch. I'm also sharing some research at certain points and some projects I'm buying into and things that I am doing. So there's a lot of information in that Discord if you're interested. All right, let me keep going here. Yeah, we're going to talk about Evernorth, guys. All right, let me get back to this. Because I want to get to the Evernorth stuff, okay? All right, let's just go into Evernorth, okay? Because I know a lot of people are asking about it. All right, so Wrath Economy posted this. This is the investor presentation for Evernorth. It was leaked online, or it was put online. And so let me just go through this with you, okay? So here is the thesis. Evernorth Holdings, I can scroll in. Hold on. There we go. Evernorth Holdings is a purpose-built vehicle for investment into XRP through public equity markets, provides the unprecedented pure play access. I like the words here, pure play access for XRP for institutional investors through a scalable, liquid, and regulated vehicle. Evernorth will become a publicly listed company via business combination with Armada Acquisition Corp., the only scaled public company providing pure XRP exposure in the market. So that's the thesis. The XRP investment thesis is fixed supply digital asset built for real world utility. All XRP in existence today and no new tokens can be created. Real world use cases include and are limited to payments, liquidity, provisioning, and servicing as a bridge currency. Proof of association consensus mechanism enables fast, low cost, carbon neutral transactions faster than Bitcoin and Ethereum. Purpose built for payments and tokenization to bridge traditional FI and digital assets use cases. 638 billion LTM payment volume. Demonstrates real world utility, meaningful catalysts, and accelerated XRP ecosystem growth, including stablecoins and real world assets. The value proposition here is led by a management team with decades of experience across blockchain and traditional finance, secured 500 million in commitments from strategic partners from Ripple and SBI, adopts a lean governance aligned operating model with no unrelated legacy operations, deploys capital exclusively towards digital assets accumulation to maximize yield creation, designed to enhance investor returns and increase XRP per share, driving global expansion and leveraging a diversified suite of yield generation strategies. So a lot of really cool things happening with this, guys. There's a lot of other things to get to here. Let me just show you here. So who's going to be managing this? That's a great question. Thank you for asking that, audience. You have Ashish Birla here, formerly of Ripple, 10 years blockchain. Matthew Freimer, he's from Bank of America. You have somebody here from another Ripple City, WeWork, Salesforce, this guy, Shagar Shah. Jessica Jones here from Gemini, American Express. And then Meg Nakamura here from Apto, Hard Yaka, and IBM. And then, of course, the board of directors are Stuart Alderati, Ashish Birla. And then you have strategic advisors here, Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz. Man, Stuart Alderati has been on one hell of a ride. Gotta love it. And so here it talks about the meaningful catalyst for accelerated growth in the XRP ecosystem. It does talk about some of the connections here between ZoniQX, ArcX, Meld, Axiology, Open Eden, Ondo, Palisade. Just to talk about a few of these right here, Open Eden and Ondo, we know that they're working on tokenizing US treasuries. That is a very big deal. The treasury market here in the United States is, is it 26.8 or 28.6? I think it's $28.6 trillion. And so as this value comes on chain, that is going to be beneficial as in the transactions. The hard part here is it's one thing to bring the value on chain, but you actually need XRP to represent that value in some way. So you need to figure out a way to collateralize XRP to have XRP represent whatever value is on chain. So let's say you bring $1 billion worth of treasuries on chain. How does XRP facilitate that, right? Is it just you're just using XRP as a bridge asset? Are you using RLUSD on XRP ledger for the transactions? Or do you have to have some type of collateral? Like, do you, for $1 billion worth of assets, do you need to hold 10%, 20%, 50% in XRP There's different ways that I think that they're going to kind of evolve this, but there's a lot of growth happening right now. If you take a look here, stablecoin circulation, stablecoin transaction volume, you can see the growth chart here. This kind of looks like the YouTube channel and the views, right? This is in tremendous growth, a lot of new people coming in. And then it does talk about, excuse me, talks about asset treasury, it's kind of the full circle here. XRP prime for growth, superior and scaled investment vehicle, table set for international expansion. The only scaled public company providing pure play XRP exposure. Pure play. See that some marketing person somewhere said we should use this pure play because that rolls off the tongue really nicely. And then of course the key strategic partners. Look, you have Citibank here. Anybody notice that? You have Citibank and Deloitte, a big four. Deloitte has been working with Ripple for a very long time. Of course, SBI Holdings, but it's interesting to see Citibank here. Citibank will also be at Ripple Swell event. And then they do show the benefits here, kind of Evernorth compared to spot ETFs or XRP trusts, what this offers. Talks about price tracking, yield generation, ability to leverage capital markets, governance and legacy liabilities, custody, and taxes. It does get into this right here, which I thought was really cool. Traditional finance, XRP ledger, decentralized finance, treasury management, collateral, liquidity management, lending, cross-border payments, XRP in the middle as the bridge in between traditional finance and decentralized finance. You have stable coins, reserve currency, real world assets, decentralized exchanges, and lending protocols. I thought this was cool too. They gave a shout out to, YouTubers. I was a little sad not to see the channel. I don't know what it is, but maybe one day we will be big enough. Token Talk got on here with 4 million views. We're close to doing 4 million views almost in a month right now here on YouTube, but it's all good. One day maybe we'll be highlighted. And then of course the XRP army here on X. You got James Rule, Stetis, and a few other people here. Anyways, anyone else have any questions about this? Lots of things happening with this. Let's see here. Husker with the $5 donation. Husker says, I encourage everyone to secure your crypto. I use 10Gem for my cold wallet and I have 2 UB keys to log into Coinbase. Don't be that person. Yeah. Did you see the guy that lost 1 million XRP? That was a hard thing to watch. Did you guys see that story? Let me see is it on X? I think Cash shared it with me. Hold on, let me see. 1 second. Let me see if I can find this video. It was heartbreaking to watch this thing. I don't know where he shared it. Oh, you know what? He might have sent it to my personal phone. Hold on. Let me see here. Yeah, he sent it to my personal phone. It's a YouTube video. I can't play it. But yeah, so someone. Now, there's people speculating on like what actually happened here. There's a great video that breaks it all down, but I think the person clicked on a link that they weren't supposed to, and somehow, I think that their seed phrase was saved on their computer somewhere. But I think there's a lot of people that are speculating on what happened there. But yeah, you got to protect. Was it 3 million? It was $3 million, right? It was 1 million XRP that represents $3 million, right? I think that's what it was. I don't think it was 3 million XRP. I think it was it IllyPal? Oh shoot. Let me I watched a really good video on this that breaks it all down. Hold on, let me I just don't know which account I watched it on. Give me 1 second. Let me see. Let me go into my history here on YouTube. I watch content on both my personal account and my Crypto Sensei account, and I don't remember. Yes, it's right here. Okay. All right. I don't want to get striked for showing this, this is the video. Will I get striked if I play this? Hold on. I just want to make sure I won't get striked. Just give me 1 second, guys. Let me just double check this. It's really important that I don't make YouTube angry. Yeah, I can get a copyright strike if I play somebody else's video. Okay, I cannot do it. But this is the video you want to watch. If you're interested in learning what happened. Oh, it was $3 million worth of XRP. So it was about 1 million XRP the guy lost. Yeah. Oscar's in the house. Oscar, what's up, dude? You won't get a strike? All right, Oscar. You know what? I should send you an invite here, Oscar. You want to come up here? You want to come up here and we'll watch this together? Are you out for a walk? Let me see if he wants to come up. Oh man, I love it. He said, let's do it. I love Oscar. All right. I'm gonna send it to you on on X, okay? Give me a second, guys. I'm gonna invite Oscar Ramos up here. We're gonna talk about this. All right, it's in your DMs, my friend. Oscar in the house. I love surprises. I love surprises too. Yeah, you know, if I'm not gonna get a strike, I'll play it. I'll play it. Just got to be careful, right? YouTube gets a little. Lots of streamers watch other people's content. Yeah, man. I don't know, man. I just get a little nervous. I get a little nervous, right? I've put my entire life into this YouTube channel. I just don't want to see it. You know, I don't want to have to start over. There's a few people that I know that lost their channels, and it's really heartbreaking. Gotta pump it up. You know, you gotta pump it up. Oh, did he freeze?
My man, I was just kind of, because I have my two screens, and I'm seeing your live and I'm seeing us. How's it going, brother? Can you hear me?
You were stopped like this, man. It was perfect. It was perfect.
Dude, I just got in. I'm just drinking some blood on the streets, you know, and I'm like, the Crypto Sensei is live. Let's do this, man. How you doing, bro? I mean, just chilling today.
Dude, Tuesdays and Fridays, you know, we're here trying to deliver the message to the people. How are you?
We're doing well. You were about to talk about this video, and I watched it yesterday. Actually, for the first time, I watched it yesterday. Now, to your question, you won't get a strike unless they are playing some copyright music. Okay. Then probably you're gonna get like something from YouTube. Yeah, sure. But I haven't watched this video. I watched the randoms video, but I haven't watched this video. So if you get a strike, it's because he reported you. Like he said, "Hey,
got it."
Like Crypto Sensei, please don't like use my video for your content, right? That's the only way you're gonna get a strike.
All right. Well, hopefully he understands that we're trying to educate the community on this, and we mean no ill will towards him. And so this guy's name is Cyber Skrilla. The video has 135,000 views. Let's just go. You want to play this and we'll go through it, Oscar?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it's your live, brother. It's you. I'm just a guest. You do what you want.
This is Brandon LaRoe,
right, let's do it.
A retired man who just lost $3 million of XRP, his entire retirement, all because of one simple mistake.
This morning I woke up and all my XRP's been stolen, been hacked.
And the sad truth is, this kind of hack has been happening for years, and it can happen to anyone, including you, if you don't know how to prevent it. So in this video, I'll show you exactly what went wrong, and more importantly, how you can make sure it never happens to you. And Brandon, if you're watching this, my heart goes out to you. If you need anything, just let me know. Okay, let's rewind a little bit though, because in his video, Brandon says that he's been in crypto for about 8 years, which is a really long time. And in that time, he's amassed around $3 million worth of XRP, which was his and his wife's entire retirement fund that they were planning to live off of for the rest of their life. And up until the point of being hacked, he claims that he did everything right.
I thought I did all the things right. I didn't write down, I wrote down my seed phrase. I kept it safe. I don't give it to anybody over the phone. I don't answer phone calls like that.
But one morning he woke up and he noticed something that would make anyone's heart sink.
His wallet was completely empty. In disbelief, he pulled up the XRP ledger, the actual blockchain, to look at all the transactions to try to find out what happened. At first, there were just a few small transactions, 10 XRP here, 10 XRP there. Then, minutes later, nearly 1.3 million XRP,
So
roughly
bad.
$3 million worth.
So you know what they were doing with the 10 XRP? They were testing to
Try
make sure it worked.
testing, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. When you're sending a really big amount of XRP, I mean, or any crypto, you should probably send a small amount first to make sure it gets to where you're trying to send it. And dude, what would you do if you woke up and all your XRP or your crypto was gone?
Okay, so for your audience, right? Like, I think your audience is absolutely like very interested in this, because the title of the video is "I lost all my XRP, $3 million," and I wish I don't have enemies, but if I had, I wouldn't wish them this, because you're talking about losing your net worth. I mean, everything, and that is not what we want as crypto holders. I know that I wake up, God willing, to tomorrow, in 5 days, in a year from now, and I will have all my XRP there. Why? Well, if you go on X, you can hear, you can kind of like get the feedback of what actually happened, and based on the research, this the guy who lost everything, I think he had some of his keys on his iPad.
Yeah.
So he was exposed, right? And to everybody watching, always keep your keys offline. What does that mean? That you grab a piece of paper and you manually write them down. That's why if you're using Trust Wallet or even Crypto.com's on chain, when you're trying to screenshot, it won't let you. It used to, like Phantom. Phantom, I think, doesn't care, but other different wallets won't let you, right? So it's just kind of like right now. I don't know if you can you go to David Schwartz X page, because I reposted something which is extremely important. If you go to David, you're gonna see. I mean, just pull up the first tweet, like the one 4 hours ago.
This
4
one.
hours ago, that one. Just guys, just take a look at this. Huge increase in phishing emails claiming hardware wallet security upgrades or verification processes. Ignores any such messages you receive unless you can confirm them, and never enter hardware wallet seed phrase into anything other than hardware wallet. Guys, even cold storage, they're trying to get you. Even them. Like forget about exchanges. I mean, at this point, I think scammers, they know that a lot of investors are aware that we got to get our money out of exchanges, but now they're targeting cold wallets, and they're looking at every single vulnerability. And in this case, if you have your keys on, online or on your phone, you make a mistake and it's gone. And that's kind of like what happened. So when I finished watching the video and I went through the research, I'm like, I know the way I'm positioned. I know I'm going to be fine because I'm doing the right things. And yeah, I think you're just got to learn from, sadly, other people's mistakes so you don't go through that, and just really keep your money safe.
I think one thing here too that you learn over time in the crypto space is maybe don't leave all of your XRP or whatever in one wallet, right? Because
Of course.
God forbid anything happens to that wallet. Like, if I had 1 million XRP like that, I would probably have it in 10 wallets or 4 wallets or something like that, right? Where if something did happen to one of those wallets, at least you had the rest of your money, right? You just, I don't know, man. It's such a sad story. I hope like somebody does some kind of fundraiser or something. I'd imagine that would have probably been something good for that Skrilla guy to do. But
And I saw how other YouTubers pitched in, like the Economic Ninja and Jay Claver and other different people.
oh, really? That's good.
So the creator, posted the video. Was his first video, but if you go to his YouTube account, you can see how he's now talking about gold and silver. So he's kind of like becoming a YouTuber. And some other people say, "Oh, look, he just wanted to create awareness." But the thing is that the wallet he lost the money was Elipal. And I'm gonna tell you something, guys. You won't believe this.
Oh, breaking. He's getting a wallet. There it is.
This is an LA Powell wallet. So when I first watched the video, I heard LA Power. I'm like, LA Power wallet? What is that? But then I was like, oh, LA Powell wallet. Oh yeah, I know LA Powell wallet. And I'm like, wait, how did I get this LA Powell wallet? How did I get this LA Powell wallet? They sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
They email me, like, you get all these emails, right, as a creator, and they're like, would you like to try our wallet?
Yeah.
And if you say yes, please send your wallet. And I haven't used this.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Dude.
How would I expose me and
Yeah.
my assets to some random guy just reaching out to me and saying, sure, what if it's infected? What if he has something? I mean, you never know. And that's why when I first watched the video, I'm like, oh, these guys are scammers. But then it seems that, I mean, it was the creator's fault. But still, I'm like, I gotta be careful.
Does this speak to a larger problem with the crypto market right now, that people, regardless of all of the things that you do, people still can't keep their crypto safe? Like, does this speak to the banks needing to come in and provide, institutional level custody for regular people for their crypto?
I mean, the point of decentralization is us being mature enough to know how to protect our assets. But because if we're trying to bring like Coinbase to, hey, please help us out. I mean, Coinbase created the Coinbase wallet, MetaMask, the MetaMask wallet. So I think eventually, if you want to get more protection, you're going to go to Coinbase One. You're going to go to these paid services where you have an exchange, a custodian that protects your crypto. But there's still a lot of people that do know how to protect their money, but we don't hear those stories, right? So I'm sure that for me and for you and for so many people in your audience, you will still hold your crypto on your own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So yeah, I think, like, actually, let me just tell you one thing very quickly. I went to Coda Austin on Sunday, and I talked to some OTC, the head of OTC in the Americas at crypto.com, big player. So when it comes to big million level clients, they don't worry about, oh, let me have a seed phrase. They just make a call.
Yeah.
Hey, CDC, how's my money going? Good? Okay, hang up. So it just depends, right? I mean, because that's trading, that's OTC, of course. But maybe some of them are Bitcoiners and they do have a wallet, a ledger. So kind of depends.
I think, with financial institutions, or especially big exchanges, all of the best new technology, institutional clients, whale clients get that first, and then slowly it trickles down to regular retail people. And I feel like this is a place where there needs to be more investment, more infrastructure, and being able to help protect people's assets that don't have like tens of millions of dollars. The issue is, like, you have to spend all of this money to build that infrastructure, and how do you make that investment back? And I think over time, technology gets cheaper as more people, get into that technology. And I think this is just one of those evolutions of crypto that we have to get through.
Yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, just take a look at this, bro. Just picture a Pumptober like we wanted, maybe 150 BTC and $5 XRP. How many people just going euphoria right now, and scammers looking at us saying, "Oh, here's our chance." I just kind of like creatively thinking, I'm happy that we're still not at those levels, so people listening can protect themselves and their crypto while there's time before that euphoria, because it's gonna come. It's for sure gonna come. So it just allows for us to keep adding, keep accumulating, and in due time, you're just gonna open up that wallet and gonna be like, I'm doing the right choice. And now we're gonna think about the next step, which is how do we cash out?
Yeah.
And I want to pick your brain right here, because I do have an idea of how to cash out. It's just because of taxes. So if you don't mind, like, what's your strategy there, Sensei? Like, are you using like your company, your personal accounts? Like what's going on there?
So depending on how much money you have in your personal accounts, that's gonna matter, right? If you only have like $500 in your account, you move $1 million into your account, they're probably gonna flag that and stop that, right? But if you have a lot of money in your account already, you're probably not gonna worry too much about moving, a few $1 million here and there. But realistically, I know one of the strategies that I've heard a lot of people talking about is taking loans against their crypto, and that is going to be an easier way than just trying to maybe move $1 million or $5 million or $10 million from your crypto exchange into your personal bank account. I do think though, like over time, banks are going to get more comfortable with this enormous amount of money. I'm sure it's going to require maybe some additional KYC, AML, and anti-terrorism checks and these types of things. But I think there's going to be solutions across the board. Right now, it doesn't feel like that though. But I think the overall consensus is people will be taking loans against their crypto, and that's probably the easiest way to get access to capital quickly.
Yeah. Honestly, I mean, there's kind of different ways, right? I mean, when you pass a threshold, right? For sure, I think you're thinking, well, I'm no longer in the 5 figures. Let's put it this way: we're in the 6 figures, and then people saying, okay, we're in the 7 figures, we're in the 8 figures. Okay, that's pretty awesome. But then sell that here in the U.S. and you're cooked. All people from Dubai looking at us and laughing at us, saying, "Ha, you guys are screwing up." Because I mean, went to Dubai and they're living the life, right? I mean, they have 2, 3, 5 Bitcoins and they're just borrow against it. And I'm like, I want to do that. Come on, let's do it. I mean, I want to buy a Lambo, or I want to buy a house, or I want to buy, whatever it is, an apartment, and I have 10 Bitcoin, I have 8 Bitcoin. Is that possible? But I don't want, in this case, Uncle Sam knocking at my door saying, or the IRS saying, hey, come on, pay it. Because they don't do anything for us, but they want all the money from us. So that's the answer that I was looking at. Yes, borrow against your crypto. Where? Like, do you have any way, or have you heard something?
I think like the person that knows the most about that is probably Jay Claver, man. That's probably going to
Guess what? I already emailed the
Did he get back to you?
Yeah, we're gonna talk.
There you go. I mean, he probably
talk.
he knows. Like he'll have, I mean, he has access to a lot of that stuff. I figure like I'm not at the point yet where I need to be like too concerned about that. But we'll get there eventually. I did want to highlight though what you're saying about, it sounds like what we're missing here in the US, right, is infrastructure to be able to use our crypto to buy the things that matter in our lives, which are homes, cars, college tuition, whatever it is, right, supporting our children. And I think that comes with regulation and setting rules of the road for financial institutions to be able to offer products like this. I do think, as DeFi expands, you're going to be able to borrow against your crypto and then use stable coins, or sell your crypto, use stable coins to pretty much buy anything. And so I think it takes time for the evolution. It does seem like other countries are a little bit more advanced, but I do think the US and other countries will catch up pretty quickly.
100%, bro. Oh yeah. Guys, and I'm seeing the comments, kind of catching up to your comments. So big shout out to the Sensei fam right here. Always love to, ever since we talked the first time, I mean, it's just great. The content, the videos, the quality, I told you already. What is this? Sorry, Oscar, this is for Luna Treats, but question for both. Have you guys heard any feedback on Uphold the Vault? Not really. How about you?
You know what? It's funny you asked about Uphold. I just got an email to set up a meeting to talk with somebody at Uphold, and I'd imagine this is probably going to come up. So I don't have any information right now, But I should have a meeting either tomorrow or Thursday. Maybe on Friday, I can give you more information on the vault, Tom. Thank you for your donation. Luna is my dog, if you're wondering who Luna is, Oscar. And so any
I'm
donations
like,
goes to Luna.
are we going back to Dogecoin and LUSC?
No. Here, I'll show you, man.
That's
Here,
why I was like freaking out a little bit. I'm like,
Give me a
come
second.
on, bro. Oh, you're bringing the doggy. Yeah. Oh man, let's take a look.
This is
Oh
Luna.
no way!
You wanna say
I
hi?
love her. I
Oh,
love her already.
We're sleeping.
How old is she?
We're tired.
How old is she?
She's 5.5. So she's
5 and
full
a half.
grown.
She just looks like a 6-month-old.
Yeah,
puppy.
she gets the puppy thing all the time.
Oh no, she's amazing.
You wanna talk? Want to talk to Oscar? No?
Amazing, bro.
Yeah, so any donations go to Luna.
Oh, there you go. I love that. I love that. That's what it said.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the comment said. This is for Luna. Oh, there you go. Now it makes sense. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, not Terra Luna. Not Terra Luna. All right. Go sit down. I love you. All right. I did want to ask you, why have you though? Are you keeping up with all the XRP news with Evernorth, with the G Treasury? Like, it's been a pretty crazy week, man. What are your thoughts on all this?
My thoughts are, I'm so excited that we're still on the $3.
Yeah.
By now, people can already do their research and take a look at exactly what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Even Chris Larson, the chairman of Ripple, he put 50 million
I know
XRP, and further saying, "Oh, the guy is selling on you, XRP losers." And then he posted an X purposely in parentheses saying, "You are gonna see some movement on chain," because he saw those comments. And I'm like, oh yes. So bro, it's like, you hear ZC saying Bitcoin is gonna flip gold, and I made a video about it yesterday saying, well, if that happens, we're gonna have a Bitcoin from
$1 million,
2.2 trillion worth 30 trillion, which is 1.5 million per one Bitcoin. So if you had XRP right now at 140 something billion to Bitcoin 2.2 trillion, that is $36. So all I'm saying is it's gonna be an avalanche. It's gonna be a complete destruction of the dam. It will just be a nice avalanche of greatness and price appreciation, and we'll see the price that people want for a long time. We'll see it, bro.
What do you think would have more value though? Spending $100,000 on one Bitcoin today, or spending $100,000 on 33,000 XRP? What do you think will have more value in 5 or 10 years? One Bitcoin or the XRP?
I'll tell you this. I think the clear winner is gonna be the one that still has some more room to grow, based on Swift, based on right now we saw the Fed talking about crypto payments. So I'm like, and I love how some people on X saying, tell me about XRP and Ripple without telling me about XRP and Ripple. I love that comment. If you ask a major Bitcoin maxi, they're gonna tell you just get that Bitcoin, which makes sense. But I mean, 33,000 plus XRP sounds pretty good too. Because honestly, bro, I mean, there's people that are in the game and they know way more, or like they have seen the kind of like the behind the scenes better than myself. And I think XRP at some point, in by the end of the decade, we could be looking at 2 digits. And if that's the case, yeah, I mean, just gonna make a lot of money for us. So if you want to go diversification, 50-50, 50,000 Bitcoin, 50,000 XRP, why wouldn't you, right? But I'll just go all in XRP.
Yeah, that's probably the better answer. I think people underestimate. Everyone talks about why isn't XRP over $3 right now with all of this news and things like that. And I think people need to understand that news about Ripple is not really news about XRP. Ripple, the company, is separated. They did build their infrastructure and uses XRP in a lot of this stuff, but you can't really correlate the two together. And I think that's what people need to separate in their heads as crypto evolves. And as the technology is as Ripple's technology is used on a larger scale, that's really when XRP's price will kick in. But right now, like the Evernorth news, the G Treasury, like all of these different pieces of news won't move the needle. And like people are imagining that with all of this stuff that we should be at a $50, $100 XRP. It just, I don't think people realize it doesn't quite work like that. But I do think XRP's value over the next 5 to 10 years will be astronomical compared to what Bitcoin can provide. That's just my personal feeling.
No, yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know that we can get the best news. Like we can hear Elon Musk is joining Ripple as the chief troll officer, right? And it might give some pump and dump to XRP, right? But in other words, Ripple is completely separate, right? And that's the way Brad Garlinghouse has explained it so many times. And in the most recent interview at the, what was it, the Washington or the New York, what was it? I think it was the Washington Blockchain Summit, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I made a video about it. He explained that again in a 20-minute interview. So yeah, I understand it. I mean, I know that, XRP eventually it's gonna have some wings of its own, but I just love that the company that is responsible for XRPL, right, and everything behind the scenes as far as the partners and what powers the whole blockchain, it's crushing it. So it's like you already know that the native token is going to be fine.
Yeah, Marcus Moore says, "Will Ripple bank charter make XRP higher?" I mean, the FOMO around the bank charter being approved might pump XRP, but it really doesn't have, one thing doesn't have anything to do with the other. Ripple getting their basic banking license will give them direct access to the Fed and be able to use XRP and RLUSD directly. That could have some enormous benefits, but the news will give a slight pump. Realistically, it's not going to do too much, though. A lot of people might price in some of that news, especially if it gets leaked and things like that. But I don't know. What do you think, Oscar?
Well, I just love when they're looking at getting a Fed master account and then, of course, banking license too, and which that's in progress. So it's just more better news at the end of the day. I mean, they just bought Hidden Road. They just got into Evernorth. They just, I mean, what else? I mean,
it's a lot.
South America and then Asia and then SBI. Was it SBI and then so many other great news that companies like HBAR and you have Stellar and Ripple in this case. And I don't know. It's just I'm Algorand too. I'm a nerd for all this great news for when it comes to digital assets, and just in due time. That's the keyword, in due time. It might not happen in 2025 as we all expected, because same to what Charles Hoskinson said, the 4-year cycle might be over. And if that's the case, then yeah, ladies and gents, we're not going to see that explosion that we wanted, but you never know. I mean, there's still time in the clock, and I'm just excited, and just want to say thank you so much, Sensei, for the chance. I'm gonna go ahead and leave soon, but want to say thank you to your audience, and thanks for the time, and always good to have a chat, especially around the wallets and security, and just keeping people safe, because at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, you can have a lot of on paper money, which that's eventually, how people feel super safe and bold to talk about crypto, but we gotta go to the proper channels to enjoy that in the real world. But the better thing is gonna be when the real world becomes crypto. That way, you say, oh, I have XRP. Oh, guess what? You actually can buy that with XRP. Oh, yeah. Yes. And we're missing that in the US. We're missing that in the US yet. Because you go to Dubai, you go to Singapore, you go to all these places that I've been for token, and you can do that. So when are we gonna see you traveling to those? Because I think you haven't gone there, right?
I haven't. You know, I had hip surgery at the start of this year in April, and that kind of took me down. I wasn't able to travel for a long time, but I do think I need to start getting out to some of these places. I went to China in 2022, not for a blockchain conference, but a business meeting. But I definitely want to get to Dubai and things like that. So next time you go, man, let me know. Maybe we can meet up there or something.
Yeah, I'm gonna recommend you to Dubai. It's coming in I believe May or April. So
Okay.
let's touch base maybe in 2026, and I'll put you in the right connection so you can join us, man. Come on, I'd love to see you there.
Oscar, it's always a pleasure, man. Thank you so much. The audience loves you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for jumping on for 20, 30 minutes, and wishing you well, man. I'll see you next time. All right.
Appreciate it, Sensei. Thank you, guys. Have a good one. Blessings.
All right, man. Always nice to have Oscar here. But yes, Curtis did say so, guys. I don't know, when somebody kind of starts to steal your thumbnails and things like that. I don't really know how to feel about it, right? Like, is it I just wanted to address this before I forgot it. But this account is obviously stealing everything, not just my account, but all accounts. If I would appreciate it if people could take a minute and just report this account on YouTube, to get it taken down. They're stealing my thumbnails. They're stealing Mikkel's thumbnails. They're stealing, I think, 24-hour crypto's thumbnails. There's everybody's thumbnails, Levi's thumbnails, everybody's thumbnails are being stolen here. If you guys could report this account, I would really appreciate it. Thank you, guys. All right, yeah, man. Give it up for Oscar, man. Appreciate him stopping by and breaking some stuff down. Always nice to see him and get some different perspective on what's going on here. Let's see, hiring now. Crypto Sensei did a great video yesterday about the 5 additional pieces of the puzzle that Ripple needs. Yeah, I thought so. What you're talking about, I think I did. I think that video was released. I think that video was released a little bit ago. Hold on. Let me pull some stuff up here. Whoa, perplexity. Let me pull the pieces of the puzzle, what we're talking about here. Let me see. Hold on. I know what you're talking about. I was just looking at this information earlier. Hold on. I have it somewhere. Ripple pieces. Hold on. I know what video you're talking about hiring now. I'm trying to remember. It was about a bank. It was Ripple. One of them was getting Ripple's banking charter. The next was getting an alternative trading system, an ATS, lending, borrowing. One of them was compliance, and I can't remember what the third one was. But yeah, that was. I thought that was a good video, man. I appreciated you. I'm glad you liked it. Bromance on Tuesday night. It's nice to have. It's nice to have people come in and hang out. Yeah, Million Formula is the name. Like I don't mind you taking like one thumbnail, right? But if you're gonna take every single thumbnail, like I think it's an AI channel too. I'm pretty sure it's an AI channel. Yeah, man. Great to have people in Cryptonaires. It's always nice. I don't really talk about Cryptonaires too much. I guess I could promote it more. I just get so wrapped up into like all of the content and questions. I forget to like self-promote myself. And it's there for people that want to join it and participate and get into new projects. Oh, you know what? I did want to show you guys something. So like I've been working on something behind the scenes here. I've been working with a new project, and I think this is going to be pretty cool, man. Let me just show you some of this really quickly. I don't think I can show you this because it is a confidential deck, but I do want to, hold on one second. Let me pull this up. Here it is. This is what I wanted to show you. Let me show you this. This is a project that I'm kind of sad I wasn't able to get in early, but I am going to be buying this when it launches. Okay. Now, this is the first layer 2 on Litecoin. All right. And I know you're thinking like, Sensei, what are we talking about Litecoin for? one of the biggest layer 2s on on Ethereum is Arbitrum. That layer 2 has $19 billion market cap. And so when I see the first layer 2 being built on a Litecoin, I think like this could be a big opportunity. And so the website here is truly incredible. And I just made a video. I spent almost all day yesterday building content and a video around this. It'll probably drop here maybe in the next week or two. This hasn't come out yet, so don't try to go buy this. This is not for sale yet, but this is going to launch sometime soon. And I think this could be really cool, man. You know, I'm sharing this out of my own free will here. I'm not being paid to share this right now. I just want to make that absolutely clear. They did ask me to make a video about it, but like once I started to dig into this, I thought this could be a really cool opportunity for my portfolio. It says LitVM is Litecoin's ZK Omni chain. It's a ZK rollup based layer 2 for Litecoin powered by Bitcoin OS and Polygon CDK with built-in interoperability, composability, and unified liquidity across AG layer. The reason for this is to create more demand for Litecoin, unlock new use cases for Litecoin, faster utility-driven cross-chain features for Litecoin users, enable yield generation opportunity for Litecoin holders, and create a vibrant Litecoin-powered payments, real-world assets, and cultural-focused ecosystem. And man, I think like let me show you this too. Hold on, the people behind this. Oh, you know what? It's in the documents. Hold on, let me see. Let me pull up the deck here. I can show you this. I can show you a piece of this because it's online. Some of this is online. Let me show you who's behind this. This is a pretty crazy team. All right, check this out. Look at this team. All right, so just so you're familiar here, you have gentleman here, mastermind behind LitVM. He's helped incubate Polygon and QuickSwap. All right, you also have this gentleman here, Rock Zacharias. He is Polygon Grants board member, also QuickSwap co-founder. And you also have people here from Bitcoin OS. You have David Schwartz, not the David Schwartz we know, a different David Schwartz. He's the head of partnerships at Litecoin Foundation. David Cham, who is the godfather of cryptography. And then you also have another few people here that are helping build this out. I think this could be pretty cool, man. I think it'd be pretty cool. So I'm going to try to get them in for an interview because I really want to understand what they're planning to do here. But the use cases are payments, stable coins, tokenization of real world assets, those types of things. So it should be pretty dope. What are we talking about here? Losing faith? Are we talking about losing faith in crypto, losing faith in religion, losing faith in XRP? You got to give me some more context. Souza, let's try to not too spam too much, man. I get you're excited and you want to chat. Guys, like, I'm not here to get you to buy something, right? I'm here to talk about technology and innovation and where I think this is heading. And I think the amount of time and energy you put into something, like if you're still like on the fence about the technology, it tells me one thing really quickly. It tells me that you haven't done enough due diligence to understand what we're talking about here, right? It tells me that you are not even close to prepared for this evolution of blockchain technology being integrated into the financial system. It tells me that you are at the beginning of your journey, not at the middle or the end. It tells me that you need to, like if you're going to stay in this industry and participate, you need to make it a priority in your life. And complaining about prices, I don't really know how to help you with that. All right. Hey, Marcus, I appreciate you for reporting that channel. Thank you guys. Like you guys can really help. I can tell you that I spend thousands of dollars on my thumbnail design. I have a thumbnail artist that works extremely hard. And when, the stuff is ripped off and stolen like that, I like one or two, I'm cool with, right? That's like, I get it, man. You're trying to grow your channel. But when you blatantly steal every thumbnail, Like I gotta start saying something. Why is Litecoin a thing? I don't know, man. Why is crypto a thing? You know, they're same thing with XRP community. There is a Litecoin community, and that community is growing every day. And my job here, as a YouTuber or an influencer, whatever you want to call me, is to highlight new technology, right? Whether you think it fits your portfolio or not, I think that this is something that's going to be really big for the Litecoin ecosystem. And you're talking about the first layer 2. And the only layer 2 that I know that's being developed and almost launched right now. So that is going to have some impact on the entire ecosystem. You're talking about new projects in DeFi and stable coins and all of these use cases being able to be built out. And the people that are, so like, listen, when you're looking at, and this is not financial advice, this is just from trial and error in my life. When I am looking at investing in a crypto project, when you look at the co-founder and the founders and the people that are building it, most of the time they have some knowledge in the space, but normally you don't have multiple multi-billion-dollar ecosystems that those people are personally responsible for building. And when you group together a lot of Polygon and QuickSwap and all of these people together, I think it's going to speak for itself, man. I think it's going to speak for itself. Man, Tin Cup, dude. You need to trust people like Sensei over clowns, trolling, spreading FUD. Do your own research. You know what? So I appreciate you sharing that. Tin Cup reminded me of the movie Tin Cup. Remember, there's a golf movie for, I think it was Kevin Costner. That was a good movie, man. What was that? That was like the 90s, right? Tin Cup. Let me see. Yeah, look at this. Tin Cup, 1996. Good year, man. Rene Russo. Oh, man, that brought back some memories, man. I really love that movie. Thank you, Tin Cup. I appreciate you. Your AI created your thumbnails? Broderick, what's your channel? We can highlight it, man, if you want. If you want to share what your channel is, I'd be happy to bring it up and show people your channel, man. Oh my God, just like taking a second away from crypto for just a minute. I don't know, have you guys seen Chad Powers? That is by far one of my new favorite shows. That is by far one of my new favorite programs. Also, the Dodgers getting into the World Series, that is, I'm really excited. I'm really excited. My wife just bought me a jersey for Shohei Ohtani. I'm really excited to wear that and watch. That's where I got the name. Oh, that's perfect, man. I knew it. I knew it. That's so good. I love it. Yeah, Broderick, if you want to share your channel, man, I'd be happy to pull it up and show people, man. Like you're here a lot. You're sharing your ideas. You're sharing your thoughts. If we can help you grow, man, we'll highlight you, dude. No problem. $4L crypto set for life. So 4L crypto is the channel. 4L crypto. Is that really the channel? No, that's not the channel. Never beat the 90s. Yeah, dude. 90s is hard to beat, dude. How do you report? So when you go to, let me just show you this here. So if you want to help out and report the channel for stealing thumbnails, I believe you click on, so like, I think you have to get into the video. Like, hold on. Oh, geez.
Ripple backed partners just.
All right. So right here, 3 dots, report. So this is where you would report it. But I think this is an AI channel, you know. But yeah, if you can just report it, that'd be really cool. 4L is the channel. $4L is the channel. $4L. So this is the channel right here. Hold on. This one? 4L crypto? Yeah, there's a lot of junk AI, man. He's not even real. The guy isn't AI. If he's not real and he's not AI, what is he? Broderick, this is your channel? All right, man. I'm gonna give you a subscribe. Let me see where to go. Wait, where to go? Oh, here it is. Here it is. Subscribe. There you go. 27 views, man. Keep it growing. Keep it going, dude. Congrats on launching your channel, man. He's the millionaire formula. That would be some craziness, huh? Millionaire clanker. Yeah, you know, like it's kind of crazy when you steal somebody else's like I get it, right? We're all trying to like, I don't know, man. Like I really wouldn't mind if it was one or two things, but now like I've had like several people reach out to me and tell me about it. And like if the community just noticing it, like that's crazy. Of course, 4O crypto, man. Keep growing, man. You got this. You gotta just keep making content, man. Like I know it might be difficult or hard or whatever it is, but if you can make a video a day, it goes a long way, man. It goes a long way. You're gonna develop a bunch of skills and be able to just knock it out. Keep going, man. His name is Conrad from Millionaire Formula. Is he? So he's a real person? Yeah, I hear that. I hear that, dude. I hear that. Yeah, so show you, what's your prediction on XRP in 2025? Like Jay Claver on 2K. Listen, hold on. Let's just pull this up, man. Give me all the steps. All right. Let's just pull this up, dude. All right, so there's multiple steps here, and Jake's probably the best person to ask about this, but one of them is Japan and the digital yen. Domino 2 is the US Treasury market, right? If Japan starts selling treasuries, confidence in the US debt would plummet. Other holders would like China and Saudi Arabia would follow, creating widespread bond liquidation. So this is kind of what would cause Tether to implode, right? Because Tether is mainly supposed to be backed by US treasuries. And if that lost like half of its value, that would be catastrophic. But you got to understand too, if most of the banking system is propped up by the bond market as well. So if the bond market lost even more value, right? I think like, hold on. Let me just pull something up here. How much value has the bond market lost in the last since 2020, right? That's what I want to know here. Because like you already have banks dealing with massive debt. Let's see here. Roughly global bond markets have suffered unprecedented losses since 2020, amounting to roughly $7 to $10 trillion in value destruction worldwide. Okay, so you can imagine if the bond market collapses even harder, that's basically the U.S. economy going bye-bye, right? That's what you're talking about here. Like, is all of that going to happen in the next 2 months? I don't have a crystal ball, but that's a lot of crazy stuff to happen over the next 2 months. I mean, and that's just part of it, right? You still have, stablecoin volatility, right? Tether would implode because Tether is backed up by US treasuries, but also other stablecoins would be, would have an issue too. Now, Ripple wouldn't have such a big issue because RLUSD is still, right around $1 billion in total value right now. So it wouldn't be as impactful. But Tether and USDC, like USDC would have a problem as well, right? Wait, hold on. Let's figure this out. How much of USDT and USDC is backed up by US treasuries? This is what we want to, this is what you want to find out. All right. So as of October 2025, both USDT and Circle are primarily backed by short-term treasuries. Okay. According to the International Monetary Funds, blah, 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 66% of USDT reserves are held in US treasuries, up from 24% in 2021. When including overnight purchase agreements, 10% short-term liquid assets, roughly 81.5% of Tether portfolio is highly liquid. As of early October, Tether, the public confirmed, it holds $127 billion in U.S. Treasury. So what Jake's saying here is, if all of this plays out and treasuries are dumped on a massive scale, if treasuries were to lose 20, 30, 50% of value, then Tether would kind of collapse in on itself. But also USDC would feel the same fate, right? Because that's also backed by short-term treasuries, but also the entire banking system, right? The entire banking system. And banking system is already sitting on what, like 600 billion in unrealized losses from the real estate market, right? The what is it? Here. Banks unrealized losses, 600 billion. Let me see if I can find this. Yep, here you go. Check us out. October 17, 2025, just posted. US banks are now sitting on 395 billion in unrealized losses. Who remembers when banks gambled away our economy in 2008 and then got bailed out? Right? So banks are already sitting on, oh, sorry, excuse me. I apologize. I'm tired, really tired today, guys. I apologize. But banks are already sitting on massive amounts of unrealized losses. If you throw this on, like, you're talking about the collapsing of the banking system pretty much, right? And I think that's when people talk about a great reset, going to a new system. Is that new system ready to go? Right? I think that's the question. And is that going to play out over the next 2 months? I can't tell you. But Jake is 95% sure it will. I don't know. Hard to say, guys. But Kahuna, you are not on timeout. Do you want a fresh timeout? Yeah, I saw that, Bubba. We played that clip earlier, bro. We played that clip earlier. That's crazy, right? I don't know, man. Is he right? That's spicy if he is. I mean, listen. I want to be extremely wealthy. I want to have hundreds of millions of dollars. I want that so bad. But do I want that at the cost of everybody else in my life that doesn't hold XRP or some of these crypto assets to be financially ruined? That's a hard thing to root for. Like, deep down, I'm not rooting for the total annihilation of the financial system, right? I'm prepared, but I am not rooting for it. And I'm not going to smile as I talk about it. It's going to be terrible. It's going to be real bad. Is this a commercial here? I drink Orange Dreamsicle, one of the healthiest energy drinks. Rain Energy. Rain Energy. That sounds actually pretty good, man. Craig Palmer checking in from England, dude. What's up, Craig Palmer? Nice to see you, man. My mom is actually she's Irish, but she was a teacher in England for many years, and I have a lot of family in England, actually. Believe it or not. Great to have you here, man. Ripple gonna run the world? Like, that's facts. That's facts. I just want 5 million to get rid of my 9-to-5 nightmare. 5 million does it for you, huh? I'm rooting for you, man. I'm rooting for you. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're talking about here. Like, I don't think when people listen to those clips, I don't think they realize what they're talking about. And, like, you just need to take a step back, right? You need to take a step back, think about your parents, or if you're older, think about your children, think about your friends, your neighbors, your coworkers, the ones that you like, not the ones that you hate. I mean, all of those people would be financially ruined. All of them. Right? And what does that look like? What, like, how do you start putting the pieces back together? Is there a real plan for that? Is the current government that is shut down in the US, that can't agree on anything, are these people really prepared for this? I don't know, man. That worries me deeply. Like when I start losing sleep at night, that is the reason I'm losing sleep. Carter Gene, there's a lot of bad information out there. You're absolutely right. And I'd imagine since you're here, you trust the information from this channel, and I really appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Oh, Kame, great to see you, man. Looking forward to seeing you this weekend, right? I'm half Irish too. Yeah, looking forward to Saturday, man. Me too. I am looking forward to it, dude. The wife and I need to get something to bring, but I'll text you, man. Great. It's great to see you, bro. Yeah, I think it was like 25 states, right? That are, or is it 18 confirmed? I know there was up to 25 states working on digital identity. Yeah. Yeah, dude. 10 million in US treasuries live 500,000 a year. But hold on though. Hold on. We're just talking about the treasury market collapsing. Okay. So is the 5 cents going to be in treasuries? Right? Right? I don't know. I think I don't know, how's that going to work? Is the treasury market just going to be rebuilt? I don't know. These are questions. These are questions that are just maybe beyond our understanding at this point. Tune Edit says, I want 3 houses and a hotel. Why wouldn't you just live at the hotel? I mean, you could probably have like the suite or something, the penthouse. What kind of hotel is this? Is this like a Las Vegas hotel, like a multi-billion-dollar hotel, or is this like a mom and pop, down near the border kind of hotel? When moon 0. If I knew that, I mean, I'd bet everything. It feels like it's soon. There's a 95% chance it's going to happen before the end of the year, though, per Jake Claver. So, hey, 5% chance it doesn't happen. 95% chance we're going to the moon. All good. It's already figured out. Hello, Sensei. Very much appreciate all that you're saying. Hi from Sarnia, Ontario, Canada. Joe V, great to have you, man. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you, dude. Thank you for checking in and spending your time here on the channel. It means the world to spend the time with you, man. It really does. Thank you. Carter Gene, ETF was supposed to be October. I did see a clip though. Let me see if I have that clip actually. I saw, yeah, I do have the clip. I do have the clip. Check this out.
We are, doing everything that we can during the government shutdown. That includes the introduction of staking, so something that we were able to accomplish despite the uncertainty in Washington. But watch this space. I think there could be more crypto ETP products launched even while the government remains shut down.
All right. So you have one of the heads at Grayscale saying that we could still see products approved even with the government shutdown. Johnny says, and I appreciate the comment. We are screaming here though, but Johnny says, what if there is a huge solar flare that knocked out the entire power grid and we lost our assets, but it puts an end to the AI takeover and gives us a new trajectory? Like, I think like that, Johnny, like if that really happens, I think the losing our crypto would be the very least of our problems. Like, people are so addicted to these things nowadays, and our video games and our laptops. If you got rid of the internet today, it would be a scary place. It would be a scary place, right? Because people have gotten so used to going into their bubbles where they've kind of shut off the real world and they just have their digital world. I mean, I can tell you that since COVID, I have trouble, getting back out into the world and doing things, and like I get a little anxious when I'm at Costco when there's a million people there, and like I can feel that. So if we get rid of all of our technology, could you imagine what the world would be like? I think it'd be a pretty scary place, because you're not just talking about crypto, you're talking about the financial markets too. You're talking about how we do business, e-commerce, your Amazon, your Walmarts, your Targets, whatever shop you go to, right? You're talking about the complete destruction of our entire way of life right now. I think that would be a much bigger problem. And you got to imagine too that some country somewhere would try to take advantage of the technological issues. So you'd have to worry about that too. I mean, it'd be very scary. For all crypto, absolutely, man. Hey, you keep making content, you keep growing. Appreciate you being here. Want to support you where we can. All right. I love to see new channels starting, man. I could remember when I made, my first few videos. I got no views, 2 views, 5 views. Just don't give up. Just don't give up. All right. Like, I know you're going to want to give up. You're going to say it's never going to work. You're going to have all of these thoughts that go through your head. Don't listen to any of them. Just show up every day, put the hard work in, the time and energy, and you'll be successful, man. All right. I believe in you. If Jake is right, we'll throw a party. If Jake is right, I mean, we're all in a different financial bracket. So, yeah. Sometimes when I go and drive, I like my wife and I share a car now, because I don't really leave the house too much. I'm constantly home with our dog Luna, and we just share a car because I used to live in California and I could drive anywhere, and I used to really love driving, and when I go pick her up from work, I drive past, there's a Ferrari dealership. There's a Ferrari, Maserati, and McLaren dealership like together in Honolulu. And, my dream has always been to have a new Ferrari. That's always been a dream of mine. And like, if I wanted to right now, I probably could go and struggle to make a $4,000 a month car payment, but like, I'm not going to do that. Right. That's crazy. But I think the first thing I'd do is probably go fulfill that one piece of my dream, right? Duchess of Elements, I'm your newest subscriber. Duchess, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. Yeah, we've had 2,000 new subscribers in the last 7 days, which is just truly, truly incredible. Thank you guys. I mean, like, I can't tell you what an incredible feeling it is to check some of the stats on the channel. It's just mind-boggling. 29.6 million views, which of 25 million views is this year. We've almost done 980,000 views in the last 7 days on the channel. So appreciate you supporting. Let's see here. Snowy says, because Trump and Putin have a meeting in Africa for gold, and that's why it's going down and it will skyrocket. I know that they're trying to come to some terms on like Ukraine, and there's some other stuff going on. Like, Europe seems to be preparing for some type of conflict with Russia. I think, there are definitely some cooler heads that need to prevail. Hopefully they can reach some agreement. I know then they had like the last thing that there was a lot of hype and build up that there would be some type of some kind of treaty or some kind of peace agreement. Nothing happened the last time that they met in Alaska. Like, it was, kind of useless. So hopefully there is something that comes out of this one. Yeah, I mean, I think even more today, I think we've gone to this place where if somebody doesn't think like you do or agree with what you think, that we don't like this person, right? And like, I have had to take a step back and think like, why does this person think like this? Like, where is this coming from? Like, what is what is the point here? Like, you know, and I think we all could take a deep breath and understand that the people next to us or our family or whatever it is, we can all think differently and believe in different things, but we're all, you know, just regular people. And like, I think if we had a little bit more love and understanding in our lives and a little bit less hate and frustration, I think that would go a long way. And I hopefully, you know, we can look at other people's opinions and what they say and try to have a intelligent conversation about what they're saying. And hopefully that's enough, you know? And, you know, if I always want to listen to somebody else that doesn't agree with me, because that gives me an opportunity to learn, right? It gives me an opportunity to learn what's important to this person. It gives me an opportunity to learn something that maybe I'm not hearing myself, but it also gives me an opportunity to, you know, maybe correct something that maybe isn't, you know, sometimes people believe something like, so like, this is it, right? And then you start to like talk with them and they start to like listen to what they're saying and they start to kind of start piecing it together that maybe it's not exactly what you think. I don't know, man. I think we just need to spend some time together. Joe says, Gemini credit, great thing to get into. So Joe, the Gemini card, I mean, it's everywhere. Like everybody is promoting it. If you want to start earning XRP, probably something that you could use, right? Just like any credit card where you want to get airline miles or cash back at Costco, it's something very similar to that, right? And if you want to get XRP back for the spending, you just got to like make sure the terms are what you want and the fees are what you want. Like you just need to make sure, because it is a credit card. Yeah, I think like it gets scary with the political violence. And let's be honest, it's on both sides. And it's not getting any better. It is getting worse. And like you can see people can't get along right now. And what type of effect is that going to have on whatever country you're in, your kids, right? I don't know, man. It scares me. It scares me. Yeah, there has been a lot of market manipulation, and it is unfortunate the people that get caught in the middle of it, and it's not right, and it's not fair, and some of these people won't be held accountable, and they'll get away with it, and they'll make billions of dollars. Something very similar has been happening in the banking industry for a very long time, right? And they keep getting away with it. Johnny says, RP All-Stars, Sensei, Jay Claver, Paul Barron, Oscar Ramos, Digital, David, Digital Outlook, 3T, Abs, Good Morning Crypto, Mikkel, Zach Rector, and Bullwinkle. Johnny, I mean, just to be on that list of incredible people is an honor. So thank you so much, man. Those are all people I respect very much in the space. I don't agree with all of those people on certain things like tariffs. Like I get into it about tariffs online. But I think a lot of these people are truly incredible and pioneers in the crypto space. Wait, it's Ariana's birthday tomorrow? Is it really? Ariana, is it your birthday tomorrow? Nicole, good to see you, Nicole. I see you. Nicole's hanging out by the water cooler. Man, a Paul Barron had the CEO from Salt on with some very appealing leveraging numbers week before liquidation event. Bubba, can you send that to me? Oh, it's Ariana's birthday tomorrow? Okay, guys. All right. Everybody in the chat needs to show some love for Ariana. Wish her happy birthday. Wish her goodwill. Whatever it is, please show some support in the chat. I really appreciate that. Let's all right, hold on. Here we go. We got a little birthday going on here. Happy birthday, Ariana. Thank you for everything that you do. It is truly an honor to be on this journey with you. You are definitely one of my favorite people. Thank you guys for all the love. Appreciate that. That's beautiful. Thank you guys. Yeah, using leverage can be very harmful. If you're not experienced, you don't know what you're doing, it can still be pretty harmful. So just be very careful, guys. All right, guys, listen, it's Ariana's birthday tomorrow. She's not going to leave here until we end here. So let's do this. Let's end here. I appreciate everybody. Thank you for your support. Thank you for wishing Ariana happy birthday. I honestly, I love you all. I really just, words can't describe it. Thank you for your support. Thank you for sharing some love with Ariana. I'll see you guys on Friday, same time. Have a fantastic day. All right. Fantastic day. Sing. All right. Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday to you. Woo! Happy birthday, dear Ariana. Happy birthday to you. Woo! All right, there it is. You got the birthday song. All right, guys. I'll see you. Bye.